What's up, YouTube? Got a yo-yo review to do today. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my all-time favorite yo-yos, the CLYW Orca. So the CLYW Orca is Harrison Lee's signature yo-yo. It came out around 2014, 2015. It's been out for a little while. But in my opinion, it still holds up as absolutely one of the best monometals and one of the best yo-yos on the market today. Although it's only kind of on the market still. So CLYW recently kind of got all their backlog of these out and put out all of their B grades. They took a bunch of the B grade ones, the Fool's Gold, to East Coast Masters. I picked up this one, but they had a ton of them. I've got several, so I have three. I have a green one that's beat up, that's a Fool's Gold, that's basically my daily carry. I have this one that I picked up at East Coast Masters. I think this is probably the most beautiful yo-yo I've ever seen. Literally the best splash ever. Super good. And I have an A grade in Harrison Hurricane that is also beautiful. Just incredible. So this is easily like one of my top 3 favorite yo-yos ever. Top 3, top 4 best yo-yos ever. And let's get into the specs before I gush over it for the next 10 or 15 minutes. So the diameter of the yo-yo is 55.01 millimeters. It is 45.06 millimeters wide with a 4.12 millimeter gap width, which perfect for me, in my opinion. Comes in at 66.9 grams. Standard with a CBC center track bearing. White CLYW snow tires in there, designed in Canada, machined in the USA, and assembled in the USA, all at the One Drop shop. And then I believe these are all anodized by Gruntbull. So this was part of the, well, I don't know if the first run was, but the most recent run of the Orca was part of the last run of CLYWs that was done in America by One Drop. And they are magnificent. They just sold out of the ones they had at Yo-Yo Expert. Originally, these were $150 brand new. They got knocked out. They got discounted to $110 or something when they sold out the rest of them. And then the Fool's Golds ended up, they sold those all out at like $65. But regardless of what you paid for it, this is an amazing yo-yo. And it's one of my favorites. It's a yo-yo that I pick up constantly, regardless of what new yo-yo I got or what I've seen. This yo-yo just seems to fit me. And clearly it fits Harrison. Harrison is a former Canadian national champion. He's been using it since it came out. And he designed it, after all. And there's probably going to be a newer version of this. I've heard speakings of a newer Orca to come out. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited to check that out once it actually does come to fruition. What I really like about the Orca is that it's sort of both elegant, a little bit powerful, and just sort of a all-around amazing yo-yo to play. There's just this smooth elegance that it carries with it when you play it, and I think that has, the way the weight distribution has something to do with that. It's got the longer CLYW nipple with the axle. The cup design is pretty cool. There's a little cut around there. That bumps up a little bit. Then you got the nipple there, which is sharp. The weight is sort of down a little bit. It's not all the way to the tip of the rim. It sort of cuts in, and then it's a little bit more towards the center of the cup as opposed to all the way on the edge. And that sort of gives it almost a floatiness, but a little bit of power and just elegance. Elegance on the string is probably the best way to put it. It's just one of those yo-yos that when you pick it up and you throw it, you're like, wow, this is something special. At least that's how I feel about it, personally. But that's probably about enough of me talking about it. I'm going to go throw it around a little bit. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, and we'll go from there. Alright, guys, we are back with the CLYW Orca. So this really is just one of the absolute greatest yo-yos ever. Just kind of a nice elegance on the string. Binds are perfect. It comes with the white CLYW pads, which is great because the snow tires are a little bit wide and grabby anyway. White is sort of the least grabby of the colors of response pads you can get. And the gap is a little bit small. So to me, the response is just about perfect, which probably has a lot to do with how much I really like the yo-yo and why I really like the yo-yo, because the response is just excellent. And dead smooth on the string, like I said, elegant. There's a lot of elegance on the string. And it just kind of does everything you want it to do, and it does it with grace and ease and just some level of, like, I don't know, panache, I guess is a good word for it. So this one's a fool's gold, and I think it's for Anno, because mine is dead smooth. Like, one drop. Like, this is so smooth, it's just butter. And all three of mine are like that. Even the one that's kind of beat up is still pretty smooth. There is, as far as the grind finish is concerned, it's kind of like that one-drop Pyramat finish. So it's okay, but now that it's getting to be summer, it's going to be not as great of a grind finish. But it's still pretty okay. I'd say probably the grind finish on the original Orcas is sort of its weakest point. There is a thumb grind lip. It's not huge, but it's there. Hold on. Thumb grinds are fun. This came out when thumb grinds were maybe still sort of good thing to do, still sort of a thing that was still in vogue. It's nice and wide, so it's easy to hit. As far as finger spins are concerned, you can get it around the little cup there, that little groove, but it was designed before finger spins became like a big thing. So, not the greatest finger spin yo-yo, but still doable. And I threw it into a green triangle. See how that works? But I mean, overall, just like one of my favorite yo-yos, just because of the way it feels on the string. And really the best word to describe it is elegance. It just feels elegant on the string. It moves through the string in a very elegant way. And just kind of spins a long time. It's easy to hit. Binds really well. Oh, I can't play yo-yo today. Yeah. It just feels good. It's a good feeling yo-yo. It's awesome. But let's go ahead and throw it on the desk. We'll take it apart. I'll show you guys the insides, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. We are back with the CLYW Orca. So let's take this thing apart. Show you guys what she looks like. Comes apart very smoothly. You could tell if you didn't know it was machined by One Drop, once you take it apart, you'd be like, oh, One Drop did this. As you can see, very nice. No machine marks or anything, and this is fool's gold. Some cool, interesting cuts here. Yeah, also the bearing doesn't just stick in the seat, which is great. Comes with a center track bearing. No problem. Works very well. What can you say? It's good. There's a little step here after the outer rim, and then slides up, little step before the response. That's rounded over. You can't really tell, but it's not sharp. That's like intentionally sort of rounded over to just kind of give it a smooth jump off the string. And then the white CLYW snow tire responses, which is awesome because for me, I think the white CLYW response is the best one from CLYW just because snow tires are a little grabby anyway, so the white ones being a little less grabby kind of puts them right in that realm of perfect. But white on the thinner pads just isn't enough response, but this is just perfect, especially with the little bit smaller gap at 4.12 millimeters. Usually 4.5 is about where most yo-yos sit. This is just slightly smaller than that, so really just works out very, very well. It's not grabby, and it just responds when you need it to. Goes back together beautifully. I'll show you guys this. It's like butter. Oh, watch this. You see that? Like butter. Like, these were machined at 1 drop. If you weren't sure before, you could be sure now, because that was like, these are, Sean knows what he's doing, and he really put some love and care into these because they turned out magnificently. Magnificently. 1 drop special. They do, their machining is special. I don't care what anybody says, it's special. Pros and cons. Pros, elegant on the string. Beautiful colorways. Every one of these I've ever seen is a masterpiece. Steve had a ton of them at East Coast Masters in one-off colors and all kinds of just... It was hard to pick one. They were so beautiful, but I had to pick one, because for myself, clearly, I had to pick one. And this one really just took the cake for me, but there were probably 4 others that were like 98% as beautiful as this one. But this one, to me, I think I have the gem. This is the cream of the crop. So it's all mine, guys. Other pros, it's nice and wide, but not too wide, easy to catch, nice sort of organic H. There's not a ton of power, but there's just enough to sort of just let you get through a nice long combo, but it feels like velvety smooth and magnificent all at the same time. As far as cons are concerned, the grind finish isn't the best, and you really can't fingerspin on here. It was designed prior to fingerspins. I actually really like this cup a lot, but you're not going to be able to fingerspin on an Orca. So there's that. The other cost was the older CLYW stuff, the Made in America stuff, was a tad on the expensive side. These were $150 brand new. Even when they discounted them, they were still $110. Not that that's a bad price for this, because like I said, this is absolutely one of my favorite and one of the best Yoyos ever. I have 3. But it's a little on the pricey side. So to pick one up brand new, if there ever is, somebody finds a box somewhere and they put up new ones on Yo-Yo Expert, that's already happened once. I think you get what you pay for. So as far as cons, that's really all that there is considered. And the way that this thing plays is just, it's something you gotta feel, because it's just so good. It's like the right balance of like floatiness and power and just sort of that velvety smooth on the string elegant feeling, and I love it. The Orca is awesome. Absolutely one of my favorite Yoyos. That's why I have 3 of them, and they look great too. So if you get the chance to pick up an Orca and check one out, absolutely do it. It's totally one of the absolute best Yoyos ever designed, in my opinion. I'm excited to see if they sort of do an updated version now that they've got different machining. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you have an Orca? Do you have 3 Orcas? Is it your favorite? Have you ever played one? It's been out for a long time. But let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.